You didn't wake up one day and decide to stop feeling. That would at least be dramatic. No, this was quieter, subtler. One day you laughed a little less. Another day something bad happened and you noticed you didn't react the way you used to. And now here you are, watching this, wondering when exactly the lights dimmed inside you. Don't worry, you're not broken, you're adapted, and that's far more unsettling. The first dark reason you stopped feeling anything is because emotions became unsafe. At some point, feeling deeply didn't reward you, it punished you. You cared too much, trusted too hard, loved without armor. And every time you did, life responded by proving that vulnerability is an open invitation for damage. So your brain did what it was designed to do. It learned. It didn't ask for permission. It didn't announce the change. It simply decided that numbness hurts less than hope. Congratulations, your nervous system chose survival over poetry. Then there's emotional exhaustion. Not the cute kind people post about online. The real kind. The kind that comes from processing too much pain without resolution. When you cry about the same thing for the 100th time, your mind starts to roll its eyes. Eventually, emotions stop showing up because even they're tired of being ignored. You didn't stop feeling because you're cold, you stopped feeling because you felt everything for too long with no relief. Emotional burnout doesn't scream, it powers down. Another reason is that you realized empathy is expensive. Feeling deeply means absorbing other people's chaos, trauma, expectations, and unspoken demands. Somewhere along the way, you noticed you were always the listener, the fixer, the one who understood. And yet when it was your turn, the room was suddenly empty. So your mind did the math. Less feeling equals less carrying. Less caring equals less disappointment. It's not selfish, it's economical. You also stopped feeling because you outgrew naive meaning. When you're younger, everything feels intense because everything feels important. Love is forever. Pain is catastrophic. Failure feels personal. Then reality shows up with receipts. You see patterns, repetition, cycles. You realize how predictable people are when they're hurt, afraid, or bored. Once you see the script, it's hard to stay emotionally invested in the play. Mystery fuels emotion. Pattern recognition kills it. Another uncomfortable truth is that your learned emotions don't change outcomes. You cried, and the situation didn't improve. You got angry, and nothing shifted. You explained your feelings, and still weren't understood. Eventually, your brain filed emotions under ineffective strategies. So now, instead of reacting, you observe. Instead of feeling, you analyze. It looks like coldness from the outside, but internally, it's just logic taking over a system that lost faith in feelings as a solution. Let's talk about control. Emotions are chaotic. They make you say things you regret, attach to people who don't deserve access, and stay in places that slowly drain you. At some point, you realized every major emotional moment in your life came with consequences, so you decided, consciously or not, that control feels safer than passion. Being neutral feels smarter than being open. Emotionlessness starts to look less like emptiness and more like power. That's the lie that keeps it going. You may have also stopped feeling because you learned to intellectualize everything. Instead of feeling sadness, you analyze why you're sad. Instead of feeling anger, you explain it. Instead of heartbreak, you turn it into a lesson. Self-awareness is praised, but no one warns you that too much of it can disconnect you from the raw experience of being human. You didn't heal. You translated your pain into concepts and called it growth. There's also the dark comfort of numbness. Feeling nothing means nothing can surprise you. No sudden disappointment, no emotional ambush, no hope sneaking in just to betray you later. Numbness is predictable. It's boring, but it's stable. And after chaos, stability, even empty stability, feels like peace. That's why people stay numb longer than they should. It's not that they don't want to feel, it's that they don't trust feeling. Another reason is unresolved grief. Not just death, lost versions of yourself, the person you thought you'd become, the life you imagined by now. Dreams don't die loudly, they fade, and each unprocessed loss quietly takes a piece of your emotional range with it. Eventually, the volume is so low you assume the speaker is broken. It's not. It's buried. You also stopped feeling because you realized attachment is a liability. Caring gives people leverage. Once someone knows what matters to you, they know where to aim. After enough betrayals, misunderstandings, or emotional manipulations, detachment starts to feel like intelligence. You're not heartless, you're guarded. But stay guarded too long, and even joy starts to feel suspicious. And finally, the darkest reason of all. Feeling nothing feels like proof that you're strong. Society romanticizes emotional control, being unbothered, being calm, being unaffected. So when you stop reacting, people praise you. They call you mature, balanced, unshakable. No one asks what it cost. No one asks what you had to silence inside yourself to become this composed. So you keep going, because if numbness looks like strength, why would you question it? Here's the part no one tells you. Emotionlessness isn't the absence of feeling. It's the presence of too much unfelt emotion stored in the background, waiting. Numbness isn't the end state. It's a pause, a buffer, a protective silence before something eventually demands to be acknowledged. You didn't stop feeling because you're weak. You stopped feeling because your mind decided you'd survive better this way. The real question isn't why you feel nothing, it's how long you plan to pretend this is freedom. And if this felt a little too accurate, don't worry. That reaction you just had, that subtle discomfort, that's not numbness. That's something still alive,